Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one is video number 2 in the If I Could Only Have 3 Guns challenge that Rob with Hamilton Outdoors came up with. I'm going to go through several rifles in this video, why I chose them as possibilities and why I discounted them. So number 1 is, oh gosh, it's heavy, my original Civil War sniper rifle. It's 54 caliber, muzzleloader. It is an incredibly accurate rifle. It's black powder, of course. This scope is not original to the rifle, but what I did, I had custom mounts made for a reproduction scope, and I had a smith mount these to the original holes that were on here. It's just an incredible piece of history. The only place I've ever seen a rifle like this is in a museum, and specifically the Patton Museum at Fort Knox in Kentucky. It's incredibly heavy, 20-25 pounds. It's actually dated 1845 and says cast steel on the bottom of the barrel. And the trigger is adjustable, and just an incredible piece of work. It's got engraving on the lock. But this is one I would want to keep, but it would not be practical in a situation where you could only have one rifle. I'm going to set this down out of the way so it does not get damaged. Next up, this is another muzzleloader, and this is a Whitworth. So they use these in the Civil War. They are incredibly accurate rifles. They actually have, I'm going to put this projectile in here. I'm going to hold this up to the camera. The bore on this rifle is actually hexagon. It's not round. And Sir Joseph Whitworth wanted to come up with a better way to measure tolerances. And in doing so, flat sides are much easier to and accurate to measure than a round object. So he came up with this design of rifling where the bore is actually hexagon, and thus forth came up with an incredibly accurate rifle, especially for the time. The Confederacy imported a few of these and actually used them as sniper rifles in the Civil War. This, of course, is a reproduction made by Parker Hale. But again, I'm going to have to pass to slow to load if it's the only rifle that I can keep. And honestly, making the bullets, there's a special mold and they are a bear. All right, set this one out of the way. My Remington rolling block in 45-70. This is a reproduction made by Pedersoli. And you can just reach out and touch something with this tang sight. Great shooter. Would be wonderful for hunting. You could hunt pretty much anything on the North American continent with this. But just a single shot, and ammo is not readily available in most places. 45-70 is not something you just come across at your local Walmart. So I'm going to have to pass on the rolling block. All right, jumping ahead 100 years or so, this is my Mozanagon, 1942 is what it's labeled. This is a Mozanagon sniper rifle, and great shooter. Highly enjoy shooting it. 7.62 by 54 is what this is chambered in. Again, not very readily available, and it's a little slow on the action, It does load from a box magazine, but you have to work it just right to have them feed properly from my experience. Love this rifle, but I'm going to have to pass. All right, the M1 Garand. General Patton said this was the, if I remember the quote correctly, greatest battle implement ever devised. And it is a great shooter. 30-06 is the caliber. Has a bayonet lug just like the originals. It feeds with a clip through the receiver here. When you fire your last round, it does make a distinctive ding as that clip is ejected. And because of that, I'm going to have to pass on the M1 Garand. Good old lever action. This is a Winchester Model 94. This is chambered in 44 caliber. 44 caliber has plenty of stopping power, and locally I could hunt pretty much anything. I would feel comfortable taking a deer with this rifle. This is actually a Centennial model marked 1994, or actually it's marked 1894 to 1994. Has open sights, but 44 caliber, again, not something you run into every day, and lever action somewhat slow. If you do reload it, it's relatively expensive compared to other rounds, such as 38. So I'm going to have to pass on the Winchester Model 94. Next up, Winchester Model 70 in 243 Super Short Magnum. This is an incredibly good shooter. It's flat shooting, it's fast, it makes a great hunting rifle for deer or any game smaller. But 243 Super Short Magnum, again, something not readily available. You would have to pretty much be forced to hand load. And I just don't feel comfortable with it. It's mounted with a Vortex scope, 6.5 to 20. Great rifle, but I'm gonna have to pass. The Browning, 1919 A4, belt fed. I'm classifying this as a rifle because it fires 308. It's got flip up sights, well, flip up front sight, flip up rear tang sight here. It's heavy as all get out. It is fully automatic. You link up a belt as long as you want, and you shoot. Not practical as one gun out of 3 that you could keep, but I do love this thing. It's great for doing arm workouts. Probably weighs 30 pounds. All right, passing on the 1919. I threw that in there just for fun. All right, next up, Ruger gun sight scout rifle. This is in 450 Bushmaster. Have a long eye relief loopholed scope on there with quick detached rings. This is really a thumper. I would feel comfortable shooting a bear with this. Any deer. Not sure about a moose, but an incredible rifle. I say that about all of them. Anyway, like the Ruger gun sight. Again, 450 Bushmaster, not something you find every day. Slow on follow-up shots. Is bolt action, has a box magazine. Has a great muzzle brake at the end, but going to have to pass on that. This one I'm going to throw in is any semi-automatic that shoots a rifle bullet. And that includes ARs, AKs, anything like that, FNFALs. This particular gun is a Heckler & Koch model HK51. It is fully automatic, and it is in .308 with this little short barrel. It is loud and obnoxious and throws out a huge fireball. It does put down an incredible rate of fire. You can go through ammunition pretty fast with this thing, and we're .308's running $1 a round now, pretty much. I'm gonna have to pass, though I love this little rifle, as well as I love ARs, AKs, and the like. HK51, gonna have to pass. Since we've gotten into the realm of the ARs and anti-semi-automatic, I wanted to mention conversion kits. My experience with .22 conversion kits is they are finicky and more of an aggravation than they're worth, so no conversion kit for me. This is a .22 long rifle and shoots. Bolt action, single shot, very, very accurate. You can reach out, touch something easily out 200 yards. Would be great for hunting small game. I've got an 8x40 scope mounted to this. But being a single shot, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. And my choice. Some will probably scoff at this, but the humble Ruger 10/22. Reason I'm picking this, I already picked a pump shotgun, and I can hunt deer with that with slugs. And I'm gonna want something that's relatively inexpensive to shoot, readily available. .22 long rifle is readily available and fun, because in this scenario, I still want to have fun shooting. So this particular 10/22, it's got a extended magazine release here. The BX-25 magazines by Ruger are wonderful, by the way. It's got a trigger kit in it, an extended bolt handle, Tactical Solutions barrel, and I have a Weaver 15 power fixed scope on here. This rifle is fun, it's fast, you could hunt squirrel with it, and rabbits, anything along those lines, and it's accurate. So my #1 choice for rifle would be the Ruger 10/22. I really appreciate you watching. Search the hashtag if I could only have 3 guns. We have some great content creators posting videos. Check those out. And I hope you come back and watch another video. Thank you.